going to take this 13mm wrench and I'm going to remove this oil plug. For several reasons that we're going to remove this factory oil pan and replace it with our famous banana pan. Once we gain access to the oil pan, we're going to remove the oil pan and we're going to discover how much leftover oil is left inside of the oil pan after we remove it. I'm going to be removing this cross member. Some simple tools that you need would be an 18mm wrench and an 18mm socket. Remove the lugs. There's two. And you simply reach on the front side, push with your finger, out comes the long bolt. Take a small pry bar, we're going to come down over here on the top, and you're going to push down on it. There's a sensor that's located in the side of the oil pan on the driver's side. It has a Bosch connector on it. Bosch connectors are very easy to unclip. You take your finger, you push in, and it should wiggle right out. I'll try my other ones, which I love these. And you see how it just comes right on off. It's pushed in. $15mm socket. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove these little 10mm. Okay, on models with four-wheel drive, naturally you can see in this video that this is a two-wheel drive. I have all kinds of access here. If this was a four-wheel drive, you would have a differential pumpkin right here. They wouldn't actually let you do what I did with the chisel and come in and just kind of break the seal. So when you have the differential here on a four-wheel drive model, since we go ahead and push in on the oil level sensor and leave it inside of here. Yeah, this is just basically gas pipe. We wrap a little tape around it because it's the inside diameter of this hole. Okay. Now, what's nice about using this tool with the four-wheel drives is there's an embossment right here, even when you have the differential in the way. What's nice about this tool is you just stick it in here. It's a gas pipe 90 with a regular pipe. You're going to have a little leverage right here. You can see where the 90 hits the leverage right here. There's two ways of doing it. You can either hit it if you're man enough. You can stick a cheater bar in there and really pry down on it, and I have just broken that seal. You see how quick that goes. And this is the oil that's left over inside of the oil pan that there's no way humanly possible way in the world that you can access and drain. How could anybody possibly want you to contaminate your new oil when you change your oil with this amount of oil left in the oil pan due to the valleys that the engineers have made? It's needless. But we have the cure, a permanent cure. Here's your second bolt. Make sure you have your washer in there. Just gonna go ahead and just torque it. What's nice about this wire is it will conform to the oil pan. When you stick this in, make sure you put a little WD or some type of penetrating oil. When you push it in, make sure you twist so the O-ring seats in its bore. Make sure that you get the connector and the sensor nice and parallel and straight. Then we're going to install the clip. The clip merely installs with no tools, by hand only. It clips in, and you're good to go. What we like to do is before we stick any sealant on any oil pan or anything, we're going to make some trial fits. A couple of things that I like to do along the transmission pan. There's two clips, one that holds a wire, very easily to disassemble. All you do is take a pocket screwdriver and you unclip it and leave it to the side. Same with the dual holding pattern for the transmission cooler lines. You're going to just release it and you're going to push them off to the side. That way you have a little play to get the new oil pan in there. This is the two-wheel drive model. On the two-wheel drive model, you don't have the differential, so it's a little bit simpler to install. You basically hold the pan up, and before it makes any contact with anything, you want to just slide it over, and once it's slid in, it pushes up. Keep in mind, once we have this sealer open, you only have a working window of about 15 to 20 minutes during application and installation. So you must not be disrupted, and you must be ready to commit. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and start committing. To get a good visual picture of how I put the sealer and the importance of the integrity. All bolt holes have been circled. I first went around the whole pan and then came back on the inner edges and took care of that problem. Now I know that I've got a bulletproof seal when I go to match it up. Now that I've practiced 4 times and I put this in and off without any sealer, now comes times for the commitment. Okay? Very patiently, I will install it and slide it over and hold it. Now, as I have a good friend give me a couple fasteners, I like to install the fastener. It's very important to start off on the number 1 bolt. If you look on the diagram, the number 1 bolt is right here. So we're going to go over to that portion right there, and we're going to tighten it with the torque wrench. Very easy and accessible bolts. Okay? After number 1, then we're going to go to the number 2, which is right here.